I've been seated here for the last 1.5 hours, and almost every speaker from the government benches got up and started their comments or started their speeches by referring to certain comments made by the Honourable M.A. Sumandran, the spokesman of the TNA, where he had congratulated or he had welcomed the 21 odd countries that had supported the resolution in the UN Human Rights Council. And they went on to criticize him severely and in fact called him a traitor to Sri Lanka and condemn him for welcoming that support for that resolution. Honourable Presiding Member, whilst I'm not a great fan of Mr. Sumandran, I'm in fact very critical of him. I think the criticism of him as being a quote-unquote traitor to Sri Lanka is preposterous. It is preposterous. And the extent to which government members have to go to try and in some way discredit the resolution in order to justify their own survival, I think is indicative of how weak the government's arguments are with regards to the substance of that resolution. Let me tell you, I am a Tamil Member of Parliament from the Tamil National People's Front. We are very critical of this resolution. We say that it is so weak. It is so weak that the TNA has called for the support of a resolution that is not going to result in any accountability for the heinous crimes such as genocide that we say were committed. And in justification of that, let me just read you operative paragraph 9 of that resolution. I mean, this is common sense. Yeah? Operative paragraph 9 of the resolution calls upon the government of Sri Lanka to ensure the prompt, thorough and impartial investigation and, if warranted, prosecution of all alleged crimes relating to human rights violation and serious violations of international humanitarian law, including for long-standing emblematic cases. It is calling upon the government's own accord, it's calling the government to take action to bring to book those who had committed crimes. Now, how on earth can you say that this resolution is against the government? Our complaint, Honourable Presiding Member, is when the government itself is a party to the conflict. When the government is an accused party, to expect that accused party to carry out an investigation is against natural justice. Resolution 30/1, which was passed in 2015, in fact was also an internal investigation. But at least for tokenism's sake, it called for foreign judges, lawyers, investigators to be involved in that process. This resolution 46/1 doesn't even have that element of foreign involvement. It gives the government the entire onus to carry out an investigation. Your foreign minister went to the Human Rights Council as soon as this government took office and in fact told the Human Rights Council that they will be withdrawing from co-sponsoring and because they will carry out their own investigations. That is what this resolution calls for.
Please wind up your...
That is what this resolution calls for. So our view is that the TNA, our criticism is that the TNA has in fact, by supporting a resolution asking the government itself to investigate itself, has gone against natural justice, has in fact betrayed the victims of heinous crimes that they claim to represent. How on earth then can government members stand up and then accuse the TNA of treachery? Honourable Presiding Member, what the truth here is that this government is pro-Chinese. It is tilting to China to such an extent that countries like the West and India will seek leverage in order to put pressure on this government. That is what this resolution is about. It has nothing to do with accountability, and that is our criticism.
Please,
if you do not get your foreign policy right,
your time is up.
And for as long as you keep messing up your foreign policy, you will be pressured in this way. But the sad reality is that victims who are the Tamils predominantly are caught in this geopolitical struggle, and as victims we continue to be victims. That is the tragedy, Honourable Presiding Member. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Member.